Hi friends. So to say that my sandwich bread that I've been sharing has been a huge success might be a little bit of an understatement. I've gotten lots of wonderful comments from quite a few of you saying how wonderful it looked, and I have to tell you it's one of the easiest things I've made, and it tastes amazing. Even my youngest, who, for those of you who don't know, he has Tourette's syndrome, and with that comes some eating issues. He even liked it. So win for mom. So I thought, well, that went over so well. I've been wanting to try this one for a while. This is called honey oat no knead artisan bread. Now, I love bread. I love artisan bread. There is a bakery, I think, around here that sells it. I'm not 100% sure. I know there's one at least an hour drive away. I'm not driving an hour. As much as I love bread, sorry, that's my oven coming to temperature. As much as I love bread, I'm not going to travel an hour to get it. And artisan bread can be expensive. So this is actually baked in a Dutch oven with parchment paper on the bottom. So we're going to try it together. If it comes out, I will definitely link the description. If I remember, I'm terrible about that. Sorry, I'm getting better. I'm trying to remember. So, okay, so let's start. So it says with a large bowl and a wooden spoon, we're going to need 3 3/4 cups of flour. I'm just going to put you, how's that? Okay. 3 3/4 cups of flour. I'll definitely need to be replenishing my flour after this challenge, that's for sure. Okay. So there's 1 cup. 2 cups. 3 cups, and 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1 cup of oats. 1 cup of oats. Okay. Stir them together. Measure the yeast and add it to one side of the bowl. I've never made bread this way, so this is going to be interesting. Okay. So let's stir it up. So we need 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. So 1, 2 1/4. Okay. Measure the yeast and add it to one side of the bowl. Measure the salt and add it to the other side. Okay. So we need 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. So we're going to add it to this side. 1 1/2. Using a wooden spoon, stir the yeast into the flour on its side of the bowl first. Okay. Very strange. I guess you're not supposed to have yeast correctly mixing with salt. Wow. I've learned something today. I had no idea. Okay. So then it says once it's done, then you can stir them all together. So there it is. And then we are going to measure, okay, so we need 2 cups of warm water. I'm just going to pause you while I go get that. I got my 2 cups of warm water, and I checked the temperature, and it is about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, which is perfect. And we're going to add the honey to this, which is 2 tablespoons of honey. I just realized I should have sprayed my measuring. So that's 1 tablespoon. It's going to come out. If you hear that popping sound, that's just my jars that I pressure can today. Okay, so there's 2 tablespoons of honey in the warm water. just going to get it all stirred up. Stir to combine. So we're going to pour this. And it's warning me that this is not going to be your typical dough because we're not necessarily kneading it. So it said it will be sticky and rough looking. So, wow, that honey in that water smells good. Okay. Stir until all the flour is moistened. Okay. And it says don't be concerned about the appearance because this is rustic bread. It's funny they say don't be concerned because I always thought the rustic bread was so pretty. Just make sure. All right, that's it. No kneading, no nothing, like it said. So then we're just going to cover this and put it somewhere warm. Today that's my living room. So we have our little electric fireplace going too. So I'm going to put it in there. Okay, I'm going to stop messing with it, like it said. So it says cover with plastic wrap till at least doubled, which will take about an hour and a half. So I guess we'll see you either when it's doubled or an hour and a half. Well, it did do a little something. It's definitely bigger than it was, so we're going to go with it. So it says, okay, so the oven is heating to 425 degrees, and you have to put your Dutch oven into the oven while it's heating up. And I'm going to need some parchment paper. Okay. This is place parchment on the counter and dust with flour. Okay. Rub flour. Oh, okay. Rub flour on your hands and pull this away from the bowl. Okay. Said it's going to feel strange, and that's normal. It does feel strange. I mean, there's oats in here too, so it feels a little lumpy. Okay. And form into a circular loaf on the parchment. Okay. And it was already pretty much in a circle, but all right, there's a circle. Now I think it has to rise again. The goal, they don't want you touching this dough very much. The whole says handle it as little as possible because any amount of tugging or kneading it will cause it to deflate. So, great. Sprinkle some flour over the top. Well, I wish I'd read that before. Okay, we'll try this. Just as a little, so sprinkle a little flour over the top. Okay. And some oats. Okay. Tell me how many, so I'll just go with it. Save this for the chickens tomorrow. Okay. Put a towel over it and we let it rise here for another 30 minutes. We'll see. Well, it's been a half hour. It definitely did something. It got bigger and spread. So, excuse me if I'm a little bit of a mess. I did a workout while I was waiting for that. I'm just going to turn the light on. That's better. So now I have to get the hot Dutch oven out of the oven. Okay, put that right there. And I have to somehow, recipe says to do this without moving the bread as much as possible. I don't know how you'd ever do that. Okay, and then with the paper, okay, all right, okay. So you cook it. The picture of it finished, or in the Dutch oven shows it with the paper in it. So I'm assuming I leave the paper in it. The instructions don't really tell me that. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece of that, and then we have to cover it. So it says cover. Okay. Place a lid on the pot and return it to the oven for 30 minutes. Do not open the oven during this time, and don't take off the lid, because that's what helps makes a crispy edge, I guess. So, in she goes. And 30 minutes. And we'll see. So after 30 minutes, remove the lid from the pot and then bake for another 10. After that 10, remove the pot from the bread. Remove the pot with the bread. Remove the pot with the bread from the oven and place the bread on a wire rack to cool. You'll probably hear the loaf cracking as it cools. This is normal. And do not cut it till it's completely cool. Well, we'll see how it goes. We have 40 minutes altogether. So I've got it on 30. I'll see you in 30. Bread's out of the oven. It smells amazing. So I just lifted it out. So it cooked for 30 minutes covered, took the cover off, and cooked another 10 minutes, and then you just lift it right out with the parchment. It looks pretty much like the picture. Let's see if I can find it. So you can see that is the picture of it. And that is the bread. Yeah, it looks exactly like it. So we'll let that cool probably all night. So maybe I won't wrap this video up tonight. Maybe I'll wrap it up real quick in the morning when we cut it, so you can see how it cuts and if it's cooked and everything. And so, okay, I will end this tonight, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning when we cut up this bread. I'm telling you, it smells amazing. It smells so good. We'll see you in the morning. Okay, it's the morning, and we're going to cut the bread that we made. Let's see how it goes. Still smells really good. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's definitely done. Looks good. All right, so I think that's a winner. I think when I'll link the recipe where I got this, but I think in the directions when it tells you to put the yeast on the side and the salt on the side, and then you put the water, I'm going to put the yeast in the water with the honey, make sure it does its thing, and then add it. I don't know if that's wrong, but that's what I'm going to do the next time I make this, and I'll try and videotape it, or at least let you know in the comments if that worked better. But it's not bad. I mean, it looks very similar to the picture, but I guess we have to try a little bit, right? See what it tastes like. So let's see. That's really good. Oh my goodness. That is a winner. Very much so. All right, I hope you try it. Excuse me. That was really good. We'll see you later.